display of skill.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
Over here!
Welcome to your doom.
Let's have some real fun.
LCL at 12 o'clock. Bombs away. What? Impossible.
Playtime's over.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're still watching the LCL 2016 Summer Term Group Stages. And we saw the first match between Salvaxinari and Phantom Griffins, and it was a complete stomp. Let's see how Phantom Griffins adapt to the aggressive playstyle of their opposing team. Of course, we are your casters for today. I am Atlas, and with me is Iconic.
So
yeah.
Yeah, we'll go straight into the pick and bans then, huh? Anything else that? Oh, there we go. Pick and bans. So for Collegiate, the San Lorenzo, they pick up the Kha'Zix, the Fiora, and the Soraka. While for UI, they pick up the Bard and the Elise. What are your thoughts on their pick and bans?
So a little bit of a switch up here, because earlier the aggressive playstyle was coming from Salvaxinari, which is completely going in with the exact champions that they first picked here, the Kha'Zix and the Fiora. Let's see how they respond to their own kind of team composition. The Soraka is of course going to be very very difficult for these assassins and these bruisers to get killed on the side of Salvaxin. Oh, okay, there we go. Salvaxinari, of course, still going for their aggressive playstyle.
Yeah.
Very sorry.
Well, I think that Collegiate San Lorenzo can actually pull off a better early game with this composition. Aside from that, they can also destroy their bot lane. What you noticed last game was Backpack wasn't doing a lot during the early game. He was just making sure that their AD carry wouldn't get destroyed. But even though they didn't get destroyed, they also didn't create opportunities for their jungler, Meme, to gank the bot lane. So it was actually just giving a lot of room for the Varus to farm.
That and main was popping off with the lack of pressure coming from and the defense coming from the support and jungler. But now, yeah, that's very true. The Bard is going to be a huge catalyst for Len to just go straight in the lane. And they have Elise, one of the queens of the jungle in this meta. No matter what meta it is, Elise always finds a way to seep into the cracks with how much pressure she can bring out in the early game and the damage in the mid game that she can bring out.
Yeah, that's true. What I like about University of Iloilo is they're actually going for 3 strong lanes all throughout. And aside from that, their jungler is actually more mechanically skilled than Meme. Meme hasn't been on... Meme last game was playing a tank jungler instead of a carry jungler. Meme is actually a former PGS player. He was in like one of the first splits of PGS, and he's known for his carry jungler playstyle. So I'm pretty happy to see that he's on Elise now. I can see a little bit of his carrying mechanics this game as compared to his Poppy last game. So what I like is Collegiate San Lorenzo is going for a team fight composition, while University of Iloilo is actually going for a more split push oriented team.
Going for the split push and pick comp here.
Pick comp, yes.
But yeah, I think now with the composition they've drafted, if they play this correctly like they didn't last time, Collegiate de San Lorenzo, Phantom Griffins will have a decent chance against Salvaxinari's really aggressive, fast-paced playstyle. But they have a pick comp here, and they have a little bit of investment with the support there. They have the Soraka, they have a little bit of insurance there in case something goes wrong. They have the heals coming from there. But Collegiate de San Lorenzo, does have their own really powerful composition here. The Lux is the only one that really stands out as off
Yeah.
meta, but considering the rest of it, that might be enough to carry them through. And if Pen can really shut down the opposition, which is really hard considering that Lux is really a lot of skill shots compared to the really mobile Emir
Yes.
on the LeBlanc. That's going to be a challenge for him, but if he can survive the laning phase against this Assassin Mage, it'll be swak lang.
I kind of predict that this game will be more interesting than the last game because in the mid lane you actually have an assassin versus a utility mid laner. So we're gonna see a lot of early trading and a lot of early interaction depending on which jungler actually puts the pressure on the mid lane. Also bot lane, it's actually it's very dependent on where the jungler ganks because all lanes actually are fair game as compared to a Zillion versus Cho'Gath and a Janna and a Tahm Kench. So we're gonna see more action, guys, in this game. Hopefully, it all depends. The most important person to watch right now is Meme for Collegiate de San Lorenzo and UI Main for University of Iloilo. They're gonna be the ones that's making the plays this game.
Yeah, in the recent patches and competitive games, the jungler is always going to be the star of the show. They're gonna have to set up the pressure. They're gonna have to like lead their teams.
Yeah.
Because you can lead a team, you can lead your team to water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah, that's true.
You're really gonna have to be the one to just carry them through. But it's up to the rest of the team to follow up on that pressure that both Main and Meme will be putting out.
Hopefully, Collegiate de San Lorenzo can pull off this composition because they didn't actually stick to their composition last game. They were trying to go defensive, but they kept taking really bad fights, which led to multiple aces the entire game and just letting University of Iloilo snowball the game out of control, and that just lost them the game.
Yeah, that's true. They really need to play to if your composition is entrenched, it's very reactive. You don't go running out of cover and then getting yourselves killed by the Kazakhs. Hopefully now for them, they'll be able to respond better because they did pick the same two champions from last game, which are the Fiora and the Kazakhs. So that's gonna be the pick and bans for this game. You guys should share the stream. It's gonna be esports.garena.ph/stream. Share it with your friends and your family, other LoL players
And
who don't
your
know about the Collegiate League, because the group stages is really important for these collegiate teams. It's a step to the PGS. Winning the group stages and going all the way to the finals will allow them to participate in the international collegiate tournament. So it's gonna be really big for Philippine esports. So share it with everyone you know.
Even your dog.
I mean, it's like I'm thinking of a third thing to say. Okay, there's friends, there's family. What's the next one?
Probably
The
their
dog.
dog. Yeah.
Or
The
your
dog,
cat.
guys.
So, yeah, I'm really expecting this game for this matchup to be a very, very interesting compared to last game.
Yes. So we'll see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you guys after loading screen. But right now, let's talk about a bit more about the matchup. Because seeing how they were thinking last game, they might actually not be able to adapt because they're playing their composition. It's a very standard composition, which is good for against Salvaxinari.
Yeah.
If you have a consistent team composition drafted against the always aggressive team compositions that Salvaxinari plays out, Phantom Griffins will be able to pull through, but they need to play to their strategy. They can't suddenly switch to tactics here.
I'm kind of iffy about the team fighting composition because last game we actually saw there was a lot of miscommunication with Collegiate de San Lorenzo, like backpack flashing into the enemy team, monsooning but wasn't even able to save the Cho'Gath. So it was a lot of bad team fights. I don't think they have the communication skills necessary to pull off this composition as compared to UI, which actually move as one solid unit. Second up picks against the Kale. I think it's pretty depends on whether they can adapt.
Yes, and we are loaded onto the Rift here, and you can see the first dragon. Explosive will be the fiery Infernal Drake. And right now you'll see these teams running out of their own bases. This is, of course, University of Iloilo Salvaxinari on the red side versus on the blue side versus Collegiate de San Lorenzo Phantom Griffins on the red side. So for the blue team, we have, of course, Mistogan and Main on their same champions. That's the Fiora and the Kazakhs. For the top lane and jungle, respectively, mid lane, Emir on that LeBlanc. For the bot lane duo, it's going to be Kresu and Blaze on that Vayne and Soraka.
So for Collegiate de San Lorenzo, we have Ion on the Gnar, while Meme on the Elise, Pen on the Lux, Len on the Lucian, and Backpack on the Bard. So no invades early on so far. They're actually just going for the same start that they actually opted for last game, which was starting on the right side. It's kind of interesting how we'll see that the junglers, if they follow the same pattern, will end up in the same place at the same time, sooner or later.
Yeah, both of them clear. Actually, Main is behind a little bit on the clear because he has a Kazakhs versus the more efficient clearing Elise there. But they will both be focusing on the top lane, like they did last game. So they're really banking on Ayan and Mistogan here to bring them into the game.
Well, considering if the Elise can actually... The Elise has more pressure if she can reach level 3 and then gank mid lane. She can also do that. Get Pen into the lead and start snowballing mid game. That's also an option as an Elise.
Yeah, that's true. And considering equal ground and equal footing, the Elise definitely has a lot more advantages because she can create her own pressure.
Yes.
Kha'Zix has very little CC. He has a teeny slow, but that's it.
But we can see right now just how fast and how different the jungle routes are. They're somewhat similar, but Meme is actually faster by a few couple of seconds, and that might be the difference in a lane gank, especially with an Elise with a flash cocoon onto someone.
That's true, and if Mistogan is not fast enough on the reactions to parry that, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. And yeah, efficiency with time is super important for junglers. It's the most important skill you need to learn as that role.
Meme already actually hovering over Mistogan, wanting to gank him, passing through the lane, while Main is look at that aggression in the
mid lane. Both of them really low, but Emir has the tools to be mobile around that, and it seems like he's not gonna fight that.
So look at the difference between the priorities of the junglers. The Elise is actually wanting to focus more on ganks, while the Kazakhs was focusing on the Scuttle Crab. But because of poor wave management,
It's gonna be a little fight in the top lane here. Mistogan has to go out, leaving Main alone. Ayan gets the jump here and gets first blood. Oh man, he gets that 400 gold. Really nice. And there's another fight here in the bot lane. Aggressive. Len has to go out. Kresu and Blaze are going on to backpack, but he has his own heal. The banana is not enough to take him out. Will be that was a really good cosmic binding, but Len, that was way too risky to go in, so he decides to just pop his potion and stay under tower.
Yeah, that's pretty suboptimal because your Bard doesn't even have Ignite and you're going up against Soraka. So you will obviously lose out on these early trades without that grievous wounds to reduce the healing coming out from the Soraka. So I was saying about top lane, Ian didn't control the wave properly. He was actually shoving it a little bit towards Mistogan's side. That's why Meme couldn't go for a gank. But luckily, Main went for a gank and Meme was there to counter gank, and they got the first blood out of that.
Ooh, even burning Mistogan's teleport just to not lose all that CS. But yeah, like I said, on equal footing, they arrived there at the same time. Just Elise can put out a lot of pressure on her own. He doesn't need to set up too much like this Kazakh, so it's gonna be a little harder for Salvaxinari to get this game too easily, considering that now they're playing slow. Now Phantom Griffins is playing to their composition.
Especially considering that the Gnar...
that trade! They continue to
Len
fight
taking
it,
a lot of free damage.
No, it's way too risky to go in, especially since even though Blaze is out of mana, it's still really risky.
I guess the only time they can actually go in if Backpack can land a Cosmic Binding on both champions.
Yeah, and they really need to take out Blaze because he is the main source of healing for this bot lane. Look at that, sacrificing his own health. But Backpack
that would be a good time
for the flash, but there's no stun there. He is dangerously low, leaving Len alone, and Main is there, giving the double kill onto Kresu. The unseen predator, that is this Mantis Main, just gets that kill for them.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They're not on the same page. Like you saw backpack flash in, and then after a second, Len dashes in. So, oh,
Yep, it's really hard for Nar again to face up against this Fiora. That's why, it's predictable to see that it's like Fiora chasing the Nar and in the mini Nar over the turret who is pushed out. So easy kill there for Mistogan. So that's the short lead that Phantom Griffins had immediately taken back by Salvaxinari. Main even gets a little freebie there with a wolf.
if they had better team communication, the Luck should have already been in position the moment they saw the Kazakh. So we can see a little bit of the chink in their armor, like
That's true.
their vulnerability, especially with this kind of team composition. But that solo kill by the Fiora versus Nar was because the Nar was pushing the wave in.
Way too pushed in, and without the Mega Nar to give him tankiness, his base stats are really
Yes.
low. He doesn't have a lot of defensive items yet, even going straight for the Phage. And if you're going up without a gank coming from your Elise, it's gonna be really hard for you to match up against that Fiora.
Yeah. It was very ambitious for main to actually go for a...
Oh, gets that impale onto the wall. Backpack is so low, it needs to burn the exhaust onto Kresu, and immediately he switches targets, and that leaves both Len and Backpack really, really low. And since Emir wants to take a little bite out of that bot lane, looking at his pathing, no, he's just going back to the mid lane.
Very interesting, because main wanted to go for an invade when the enemy's bot side and mid side were near their turrets. It was very risky because if Collegiate de San Lorenzo were on the same page, they could have 4-man collapsed on him and it would have given a free kill and possibly Dragon.
That's true. It seems like Emir wants to fight Pen though. But yeah, even though, they are pushed down to their turrets and they're going to be easily respond to those invades. However, their laners are getting pressured so much by Emir, Blaze, and Kresu that if they leave for 1 second, that might be the tower. Or even they could just ignore the tower, let it kill the wave, and just collapse with main.
Very interesting playstyle by University of Iloilo. They're actually going balls deep into the offensive, and it's actually giving them a lot of rewards. Collegiate of San Lorenzo not really punishing that much. Mem has always been on the back foot this entire game, aside from that counter gank for the first blood.
Well, that's true, and actually Mistogan's gonna go for the dive here. He has 3 more. Oh, gets punished. That's the punish, but that's just a solo kill there. He almost gets that, but takes 1 turret hit, and the Hyper is just gonna let the percentage health damage take him out. Way too aggressive there, Mistogan. Almost getting it though.
What's nice, if you notice the itemization between the mid laners, the LeBlanc is actually going to do a lot of damage against Fen in the future because he's actually opting for an Abyssal Scepter as compared to the Morellonomicon coming from the Lux.
The Pen really needs to build that Morellonomicon if he's going bot lane. The Grievous Wounds will help against the
Oh, what a beautiful gank.
Oh, Blaze here is going to go low. There's the prayer to help him out, but Kresu is now alone. That's 4 people going on to the AD carry. Backpack gets a kill, and Blaze in a little bit of trouble here. He's not going to be able to escape, and Meme gets the kill. That's a 4-man goon squad. Going straight for the dragon. There's the ping.
There we go. That's what we want to see out of Collegiate de San Lorenzo. They noticed that the Fiora was TPing to top lane, so what they did was they made a cross-map play and they set up something at bot lane. Backpack landing his ultimate onto the 2 bot laners of University of Iloilo, starting the fight. Meme was also in position and they had Ian TP just to secure it.
Oh, Emir getting that kill just easily gets out with a distortion, but that is huge. The dragon going to Collegiate de San Lorenzo.
And Rift Herald for the blue team as well.
That might actually help Mistogan push his advantage against Ian.
Interesting how the itemization is between the AD carries. The Vayne actually rushing Phantom Dancer without any damage whatsoever. Note that she's actually using Warlord's Bloodlust, so she doesn't actually have a lot of on-hit damage as compared to the Lucian running Fervor, going for the Yomu's Ghost Blade.
Going straight for the damage reduction with a Phantom Dancer, but without the lifesteal, it might actually be hard to face up against Len and Backpack, but maybe he is banking on main being ahead just like last time, but now it seems like he's just on even ground here.
Well, as you can see, the Vayne is actually maxing her silver bolts first. So this is somewhat one of the
Attack
more
speed.
common builds for when you rush Phantom Dancer. But it can be
ganker
easily
in the top
destroyed.
lane. Mistogan dodges out that web. I think he'll be able to escape this. Not even a scratch. Not
Well
even
played
close.
by Miss Dogan, dodging the skill shots, running away properly.
Ooh, what happened there? Main gets the kill onto the mid laner of Collegiate de San Lorenzo. Phantom Griffin's pen goes down in a flash.
Oh, Blaze.
Blaze being the focus there, but now Kreso is in a lot of trouble. Blaze is too far away to heal him, but he's going in there. The ambulance is, but he is going down. Blaze gets a double kill for Len.
Yeah, this was what I was talking about. Phantom Dancer with maxing Silver Bolts doesn't give you a lot of lane pressure, especially with a Soraka. Just gives an opportunity for the Lucian and the Bard to go all in and take a 2-for-0 free, plus pressure onto your turret if they choose so.
Yeah, it's so hard, and the cooldown for your tumble is so high if you don't max it. So that's another huge thing you can't do to dodge out the piercing light coming from Len. So that's it.
You
That's
almost Blade already completed for Len. I think they can already take the turret the next time they go for a 2v2 skirmish and win it. When they take that, they can actually rotate the top because it will be a good rotation for the Nart to start split pushing bot lane.
That's true, getting for that bot lane there. And if they can easily win this next fight, they have the item lead for it, because they can just focus down Blaze and push him out of healing range, and Kresu just gets taken down. But Main in a lot of trouble here. No isolation because the Spiderlings are there, and Meme almost takes him out. Really dangerous, but I think
But
he's gonna
Ian's
get intercepted
collapsing.
by Ian. Has to burn the flash. That is a huge cooldown for this assassin. But Mistogan does not want his friend to just get taken out without any cause, and he has to get out there. Loss of turret hits, not enough mana for the lunges, even though he did have those vitals up, and backup was there.
Now they're actually setting up for a gank on the Mistogan, but they didn't check the brush to see if it was ward. They now see the ward, but
Ooh, so here's the response. Main going to try, and they will succeed in assassinating Pen, and this is Meme alone gets the kill for Ymir, and that's a double kill. And this gives Blaze and Kresu a little bit more breathing room. They can still get 2v2, so it's gonna be really risky for them, but without the pressure coming from the jungle, it seems like they're still gonna fight though. Blaze gets the Tempered Fate on him, and Backpack has to escape. Len has to use the culling to take out that minion wave and not get pushed too deep into the turret.
this LeBlanc is getting really scary right now. Already 3-0 and 1 with the Abyssal Scepter, giving her the capability to actually go and pick anyone out of the Collegiate de San Lorenzo team.
Ooh, Main gets taken out. Stays way too long in there.
Very questionable decisioning by Main. First at the Wolves and now at the enemy Krugs. Maybe he might be thinking that that's his side of the jungle. He's been invading for too long, even last game, but
Yeah.
it's very questionable decision making from the jungler, and you wouldn't want these kinds of mistakes in a game this important in the group stages.
Yeah, you really want that 2-0 so you can get those 3 points. And yeah, I think Main is playing too much like he's ahead. I mean, his team is ahead by 3k gold, but that's not huge enough that he can just stay in the enemy jungle and one-shot people that go in.
Yes. Considering that their gold lead is actually because of the turret and a little bit of the CS and the top lane, the jungler and the AD carry, it's not that big a difference. They're actually just ahead by 3,000 gold, and that's very negligible considering that it's a team fighting composition and they don't actually rely as much on gold as compared to the pick split push composition.
Yeah, and Ymir is going to get this blue buff. Will it help in a little bit? I think they are going to respond to the top lane push here. Ayan is in a little bit of trouble. That is not warded, but I think he realizes that too late. That's 3-on-1. I think Mem is just...
wow, he got deleted.
Mem is just like, he's dead. Let's just push mid lane. And so Pen and Meme will be going to push this in. It might actually be the first turret of the game if they do succeed.
We actually haven't gotten any major ganks in the bot lane aside from that 4-man Goon Squad a while ago. It's actually... I thought the junglers would want to snowball the bot lane more because it can go in either favor, but they chose to actually snowball the top laners again. And it's kind of weird for Mehmet to prioritize his top laner because his top laners doesn't need a lot of
Ooh,
money.
Kresu getting hit by a lot of damage here. 2v3, and Kresu has to get out of there. The
Oh.
spider bite not enough. Turns around just before he dies. Now it's a 2v2, but now Ymir is there for the backup. Takes his own magical journey because Mistogan is there on the other side. Len gets shut down by Main. And that's Mistogan killing Backpack. That's a very good turn coming from Salvaxinari. Momentum is now in their favor once
Beautiful
again.
TP by Mistogan there. They didn't think that they didn't have ward coverage for the side of Collegiate de San Lorenzo, so they didn't know that the TP was coming in. They were just surprised that when they were retreating through the portal, that the Mistogan was already behind them and all hope was lost.
Yeah, Backpack and Len is like, surprise! And Mistogan just takes them out along with Main. This gives them a lot of time and resources to play around with.
Considering that the Nor isn't actually going to take this turret as fast as a Fiora, it actually opens the map up a little bit more. What I want to see right now is they rotate the Fiora to bot lane. They rotate both top laners to bot lane because Baron is the next objective on the map.
Yeah, actually, they're gonna be able to. Ooh, lots of burst damage, but not able to get the ethereal chains. But Main is gonna catch Len alone. Oh, just takes him out in less than 3 seconds. You never want to be alone against this Kha'Zix, and that means a lot of pressure for the mid lane coming from Salvaxinari.
Especially against a pick comp like University of Iloilo, you do not want to go to the jungle alone. It's very risky, and that's what usually happens if you're walking alone. You give a free solo kill to one of their assassins.
And a lot of lost pressure for your team. And looks like Mistogan is just getting free reign at the top lane, but this is now 2v1 and forced to run away. But what will they do? They do get this turret in exchange for that pressure in the top lane.
University
Ooh,
of
Ymir
Iloilo
going
putting
really
a lot of
aggressive. Ignite, ethereal change damage, but will get blocked by the barrier. Oh, the revenge! Final spark, Finalis Funkion is gonna get in there. Kresu gets caught just on the edge of the Tempered Fate, but then everything, all that damage instantly on him. But now Mistogan is gonna 1v1 this Nard at tankiness is nothing against his percent health damage. But now Blaze is in a little bit of trouble here, dodges the web out, but that's gonna be the dive. That's gonna be the Lucent Singularity taking
That
him
was
out.
a beautiful repose coming out from Mistogan right there, dodging the Gnar ultimate and getting the stun off of Ian.
But we'll see if the pressure he is putting out on that top lane is enough to pull them off the mid lane. It seems like it will. Now he has to think of how he's going to get out of this situation.
Blaze was a
That's-
little slow on the trigger figure there. He could have saved Ymir by casting his ultimate, but then he chose not to, leading to Ymir's death to Lux's ultimate.
That's true, and just gets taken out from almost max range there. And they don't, and it seems like they don't get Mistogan. That's 3 people rotating out there way too slow.
Now they're just gonna go for resets again. There aren't that many macro plays happening right now. They're not playing the map to the objectives. There are actually just the T2s left for Collegiate de San Lorenzo. So what they can do, like I said earlier, is opt for the top lane, get Baron. Baron is an objective, especially with the Mountain Drake. They can take it down really quick with the Vayne.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage onto that Baron there if they do so. Phantom Griffins cannot afford to lose this pressure. It seems like they don't have vision of their own jungle. No, they do. They only have a little bit, but Salvaxinari is just ignoring that. They have a lot of damage. They have a lot of pick potential, so still really dangerous going there, even though some of the entrances are warded. Oh man, that is painful. Mistogan is just going in. That's
Wow,
gone.
destroyed. Oh, and main for the counter kill.
Yeah, they countered that with Main's death there. So that's a 1-for-1 so far, but Ymir easily going out with that distortion.
I think University of Iloilo is playing their composition, but they're not playing it to its fullest capabilities. They're actually lingering around the right side where their Mistogan wasn't there. Their right side isn't as strong as compared to Mistogan, who's 5-1. Also, there's no ward coverage whatsoever for Colegio de San Lorenzo on the left side, so they should actually play around the area that doesn't have vision for the enemy team so that they can get a pick and get an objective out of it.
If they can't get these objectives, they're just gonna be slowly choked out by Salvaxinari, and not even slowly choked out, knowing Salvaxinari, they'll just swipe at their neck.
Yeah, going
Go for the
straight for the jugular.
That's how cats hunt, but we'll see how the rest of this game pans out. That's a 6k gold lead on the side of Salvaxinari. At this point of the game, that is still pretty big, 21 minutes, but we'll see how Phantom Griffin can cope with this really fast-paced playstyle that Salvaxinari lives with.
The Phantom Griffins are actually pretty squishy. Their entire composition is pretty squishy, especially with the Gnar, without any armor or magic resistance, just stacking up the HP, trying to go for the Frozen Mallet instead of itemizing defensively. I think it's too greedy, and they're going to get punished. That's why Mystigan can 1v1 him easily. Ooh.
Oh, has to flash for it, but gets out of there. Yeah, just stacking HP against this composition is really hard. Fiora gets % health damage, and the evolved Q coming from main also deals damage based on your missing health. So everything is just going down the gutter.
Ooh,
And it seems like another fight is gonna go out. Meme has to web out, just giving Pen enough time to laser out Kresu. But it looks like Ayan and our main are gonna go in a little fight here. The Beast versus Beast. Main gets the kill. Mistogan and Emir are snared, but Pen is the middle. The entire team, the caster, has to get into the Tempered Fate. Mistogan's just going on a rampage, leaving Backpack alone under turret. Meme is fighting back, and Pen is there to back him up, but where is Emir? Can just take out the damage. Loss of mobility, gets web, but Meme is still alone here. Ethereal Change takes him out, plus the Seal of Malice.
They're probably gonna get an inhibitor out of that. And it was a very messy fight
Very
for a
sloppy.
team fight composition. This isn't something you want to utilize if you don't have the necessary communication and teamwork to make this composition work.
Yeah, that fight was all over the place, and against a team that seems united like Salvaxinari, a team like Phantom Griffins just can't cope with that. So now they're gonna lose at least one inhibitor here.
One
No,
inhibitor, maybe not. And
Maybe
it
not.
depends how they go about it. But Vayne is slowly taking down the Cloud Drake. They could actually rotate to mid lane right now. There's a new wave coming by, but no,
They got the
just
Cloud
off the
Drake.
back.
Pretty small comparatively to other Drakes, but that is still a free objective. They don't get the inhibitor, they revive. Oh, main
Main.
overstays once again. Invisibility does not protect against light. Emir's
Main.
there for the revenge kill though.
Main has been getting caught out so many times this game. It's very questionable.
Very, very questionable positioning there. Recalling in the territory of the enemy. It looks like Kresu in place will have to fight just 2v4. And Meme almost goes down, but Kresu alone does not have the damage potential to take out 4 people. It seems like they will go for the dive here. Ayan is just gonna jump right into it, and Mistogan is in his way, so he has to take him out. Mistogan put a lot of vitals and healing there, just be able to turn this fight around. That's 2 low people against Mistogan's loss of damage. Backpack is now the target. Vitals are burnt, but he's so low, but Blaze just keeping him alive with the heals. Oh, that's a triple kill. 2v4.
Wow, beautiful outplay coming out of Mistogan.
Yeah, that he has enough tankiness to face the team, plus the healing support coming from Blaze just allows him to take out everyone on the side of Phantom Griffins. And wow, triple kill for the Fiora here.
Elo's something's up with their trigger finger this game. They've always been a second too late with the heal, whether it is Vayne's heal or Blaze's ultimate. Getting Ymir killed twice already this game.
Yeah, Ymir is just dying every time, getting caught by the Lux. You'd think he'd be able to dodge him out with a distortion, but seeing as he's using it very aggressively, he doesn't have that option. He has to go all in, and that seems to define Salvaxinari's playstyle here.
I guess we're starting to see like also a weakness coming from University of Iloilo. They kinda underestimate the damage coming out of Colegio de San Lorenzo, and it's given them 3-4 kills already this game. And
Oh, gets stunned there. Main is now the target, flashes away, but he's still CC'd so hard. No response able to go from Mistogan there, but wow, Ymir gets a solo kill onto Len. Now he's on the sidelines. Blaze is a little bit of a dangerous spot here. He is alone, and Ymir is also now on the backside, but able to weave out onto the top lane and escape.
What were you doing there, Len? Again, getting caught out in his jungle. Not optimal at all, especially with the Kazakhs, especially with the LeBlanc. You can just get 100 to 0 by so many places.
Ooh, Ymir also getting almost 100 to 0 here, but now Blaze is tempered faded here, but no follow-up available here. It's just way too much frontline damage coming from Salvaxinari, and now push back to their own turret. Seems like Mistogan will also start split pushing the top lane as well. He does have the teleport, but the walk is pretty short at this point of the game.
I think that Paleo de San Lorenzo doesn't have enough wave clear to deal with the split pushing capabilities of University of Iloilo.
Oh, Ymir's
wow.
always been going straight for the aggressive plays, but he keeps also paying for it.
He always comes a little short when it comes to these kinds of plays. Now we have a 1v1 between the two supports, Backpack versus Blaze.
Ooh, the
Who
dodges. This
will-
is the most
Oh.
exciting match of 2016, but in the end, Backpack slow and the Cosmic Binding is enough, and Mistogan is alone. The slow and speed boost is there coming from Ayan, but now this gives Backpack a chance to get out because Kreisu was trying to go for him. Now Ayan is going to go down to Mistogan and the main combo, but now there's 3 members down. That's just 2 of them there. I don't think they'll be able to face out 3 whole members of Phantom Griffins.
I was just about to say that University of Iloilo seemed to be getting sloppy, but that to outplay at top lane was actually worth it. It kinda balanced out the death of the AD carry and the support getting caught out at mid lane.
Yeah, they're able to prevent any further responses coming from Phantom Griffins. Almost the inhibitor coming from Mistogan. They really need to weave in and out of these inhibitors if they want to get them, considering their composition is not the tankiest.
Exactly. I feel that they keep pushing, they keep forcing these fights instead of just playing the map smarter. There are so many objectives on the map, like the 2 open inhibitors a while ago, and there was also Baron.
Ooh, Ymir gets the kill, finally gets the hit onto someone into side of Phantom Griffins, just Backpack, but that's 1 big member coming from Phantom Griffins down. Kreisu, oh no, that's Main just taking out the AD Gary. Just gets taken out as well, but Ymir is there, plus Blaze for the follow-up. Seems like they will get pushed away by Ayan. Kreisu is still not there. They need the percent health damage to take down this really tanky Mega Gnar. Seems like he's there. That's 2 inhibitors down. They have to defend the rest. That's a lot of damage coming from Ymir. Also a lot from Pen, but not enough. So much healing onto Kreisu. Seems like they'll just destroy the base 1 by 1, and now that's 3 inhibitors down. That's just when you start. That's when you start counting down.
I guess University of Iloilo's playstyle is always just kill everyone and then get an objective. They love getting these kills. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they have a lot of kills.
Yeah, but they're just gonna find at the top lane. In the place of Phantom Griffins here, it seems like they're going way too aggressive, but that's so much damage coming from Mistogan and Kreisu just going straight for it, but now it seems like it's the time for them to retreat.
Like I was saying, University of Iloilo just love fighting. They keep taking fight after fight after fight. I told you guys this game would be super interesting as compared to last game. So much action, so much back and forth.
They're just Zerg rushing this base down. That's actually 3 inhibitors down, so that's going to be really big. That gives Salvaxinari a lot of time to work with, while Phantom Griffins is defending her base. They might actually get this Infernal Drake, maybe even rotate to the Baron afterwards.
Mistogan already making his way, also picking the Baron. So the Baron call is pretty evident, but they can start it with just Main and Mistogan. So they might actually have a delay with this Baron. Maybe Backpack can get some vision onto this Baron.
Oh, they're going for it. Seems like they're going to rely on the healing they get from their items and kit to get this Baron. It's going down really, really quickly. It is isolated, and it is going to be just Mistogan face tanking it with the lifesteal. That's 2 huge objectives gained for Salvax and Nara. It seems like they have the tools they need to close out this game, but they need to be careful. They are over 15k gold ahead.
Yes.
But you still can't let your guard down. Pen still deals a lot of damage. If they get caught out, that's going to be over. That's going to be one huge source of damage if Ymir or Kresu go down.
So what Collegiate de San Lorenzo would want to do now is go for a full-on team fight with Meganar. That's their only saving grace right now. Their only chance of winning this
Yeah, that's
game.
going to be their last clash, if ever. Because right now, I think SG just wants to close out the game slowly but surely, a little bit away from their usual, the way they usually play. Because you can just rely on these Baroned up Mega Minions just pushed in the tower. Tempered Fate is used to try and buy them some time, but that's the inhibitor open. There's going to be a fight at the outside of the fountain, but the Nexus goes down to that squad of Mega Minions. Super Minions.
They didn't have enough wave clear for it.
Yeah, they did not. Wow, that was explosive, but again, Salvax Inari's really aggressive way of playing just lets them follow through because Collegiate de San Lorenzo just couldn't cope with the speed.
Yeah, it's too fast, too furious. They just kept going straight at him. Like a cat, like what you said, going straight for the jugular.
They just go in there. They are furious, savage cats. And you look at the kills. Look at the kill distribution here. Kresu, not a lot, 3, 7, and 5, but Mistogen and Main just keep popping off together with Ymir. This pick composition really is how they want to play this. And the side of look at the damage. Ymir actually dealing the most. Man.
Mehmet didn't do much this game as I expected him to. He didn't deal that much damage. He didn't pull off as many ganks as compared to Main. So kind of disappointing coming out from Collegiate de San Lorenzo.
But yeah, that's going to be 2-0 for Salvax Inari. That will put him 3 points for Group B. So that's going to be the first match for today. Salvax Inari versus Phantom Griffins with a 2-0 in favor of University of Iloilo. Salvax Inari, these fierce cats, will be going for their first match for today. That's it. So we'll be back after a short break with the next match for today. I believe it will be
UST versus ADU.
Yeah, UST versus
Ateneo
ADU.
de Davao.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, of course, we are your casters for today. I am Atlas, and with me is Iconic. We'll see you after the break.